Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Yeah, this is going to be a very, I don't even know what type of video. This is gonna be quite deep, I guess. As you can see, new setting, new background, new room, new hair, new clothes, new Teshie, just new everything. I really feel like I've been going through a phase of like rebirthing, just renewal, rejuvenation, just a complete change in my life, and in all aspects of my life, or rather in many aspects of my life. And to be honest, I think I'm really looking forward to the changes that are going to be like implemented, because there's a lot going on. So I thought that for this video, to kind of catch up you guys on what's been going on with me, I thought it would be cool if I actually talked about realigning my goals, because I think a lot of the time people talk about setting goals, working towards those goals, but they never really focus on, okay, fine, you've set these goals for yourself, and then I don't know, a few months down the line you realize this is not working for you and you want to change everything. And guys, change is inevitable, change is always gonna happen, and change is all about growth. So I got to a point this year where I was just like, the path I'm taking, I realized was not the right path for me, and I'd made a big change in a lot of things. So I'm going to be talking to you a lot about that and how I've realigned my goals for, I guess, the year. I kind of feel like my year is beginning in May, June, but oh well, things happen. Yeah, so I hope it's not too late for me to be sharing my vision board with you, because I'm also going to be talking a lot about my vision board. I actually had made this vision board. When did I actually make my vision board? I think I made my vision board like in March, like early March. And I was planning on sharing it, but I was not really in the mood, because also it was incomplete. So I had put up a lot of the things that I wanted to put up, but I hadn't put up everything. So right now I have completed it. I have also changed some things, left some things, so I'm gonna be telling you a bit about that. But this is basically the basic outline. This is basically the outline of my vision board. So as you can see, it says Vision 2021, and I'm gonna take you through like all the categories sort of that I have. I wish I could put this up somewhere, but anyway, it's okay, we'll just deal with it like this. So yeah, I think as I go through the vision board, I'll be talking a bit more about what's been going on with me, kind of like a life update. If you haven't noticed my new hair, please just notice it right now. This is the first time I've done like very simple braids like this in such a long time. I feel like last year I experimented a lot with color, and I was just very out there, whereas this is very simple. I'm really loving it. I feel like I look like a serious CEO vibes, with the blazer and everything. But anyway, I digress. With the vision board, so the first kind of segment that I always start with, you guys know I'm crazy about travel. If you watch my previous kind of video where I talked about my vision board, I think the first time I made a vision board was actually last year. So this is the second vision board I've ever made. And when I was reviewing my vision board at the end of last year, I reviewed it with my friend Joanna, and it was just crazy to see how much I had actually accomplished, in spite of it being a COVID year. Like, I actually managed to achieve a lot of the things that I had set out to achieve. So guys, this vision board thing actually really works, and yeah, I think it really works. So anyway, last year I had put a lot of travel on my vision board. For me, before COVID hit, I was just like, this is my year of travel. I'm not gonna be paying rent. I've just moved back to Kenya. I've moved back home. I'm gonna save my salary and just travel, which didn't really happen because of everything that went down. But yeah, so I put up some travel destinations that I want to go to. I'm actually gonna tell you what the place is. So for this year I didn't have such high goals for travel, but as you can see, I left some space here because that might change. That might change. The world is opening up, and trust you me, I already have my vaccine. I'm just going for the second dose for the COVID vaccine this month. I think our second dose is next week. And I know once the international borders like open up, I'm sure a lot of countries will expect you to be vaccinated for COVID. So not just have tested negative, they'll also expect you to have the vaccine. So me, I'm already sorted on that regard. So immediately I'm ready to do international travel. I am out of here. I'm out of here. I think one thing I also realized was that honestly, I'm just not the type of person to remain in one specific city or place for a long time. I get sick and tired of the city, and I've kind of gotten sick and tired of Nairobi honestly, and actually also just sick and tired of Kenya, and I just want a change. So one of my goals for this year is just to also look for more opportunities, either career wise or just, I don't know, just any opportunity for me to travel abroad. I definitely want to look into that, but I digress a bit more. for the travel destinations that I've set for this year, I actually only put one international country, and the international country I put was South Africa, Cape Town specifically. So as you can see, this is Cape Town. Cape Town during the day, Cape Town by sunset or sunrise, I'm not so sure, but Cape Town is the one place that I'm sure I have to go back this year. Like honestly, first of all, half my life is still in Cape Town. Like most of my belongings are still in Cape Town, and I'm just like, I just really miss the city. I think when I initially spontaneously decided to make the move back to Nairobi, I never expected to be away for this long. Like I thought that I'd come, like I knew, for me in my head I was just like, in a few months I'm gonna come back, I'll spend like 1 or 2 months, you know. I always thought it was gonna be like, I come for a bit, I leave, you know. And then now it's been like more than a year, and I'm just like, nah, I actually miss the mother city, and I'm ready to go back home. And when I go back, I'm hoping to go like in summertime, so maybe towards the end of this year, or maybe very early next year. So November, December, January is when I'm hoping to go. I want to go for like 1 or 2 months. Like I want to go for a while, you know. But yeah, so Cape Town is on my travel vision board for the year. And then these two other destinations are Kenya. So I definitely want to, I think this is Watamu or Malindi. I don't know if you can see because the light is so bright. I think this is Watamu or Malindi, and this is just a safari, probably like Masai Mara or Amboseli. But basically what this means is that apart from Cape Town, I really want to travel more around Kenya, because I actually have not traveled much around Kenya. Like I've really not traveled much around Kenya. And as I said, Nairobi has just, I'm so sick and tired of Nairobi. I'm sick and tired of just Nairobi in general. And I just really want to like kind of expand. I know there's so much more that Kenya has to offer than just the capital. Like I really enjoyed my trip to Lamu last year, you guys. Like if I could, I would go to Lamu again, which I can, but I think I want to explore a lot more places that I haven't been to before I go back. So yeah, funny enough, I actually just chose this. A lot of the pictures that you're actually seeing on this vision board are from Picture. So you can actually like download their images for free if you're using them for social media. For me, I'm just using them for my vision board. So even if the quality wasn't like, you know, that high, they look pretty good for my vision board, you know. So yeah, you can download them in the size extra small if you're using it for social media use and yeah, other stuff like that. So yeah, I actually got this photo as well. I don't know if you can see from the Picture website as well, and this is a photo of, I think, the Malindi beaches or Watamu beach. And funny enough, I don't even know how my mind works, but this is the power of like your mind and visuals and the vision board. I'm currently planning a trip to Watamu. I definitely think I need a break, guys. Yani, as in my last trip, oh, we actually went to Naivasha in Jan for New Year's. Gosh, it feels like I haven't traveled in so long. it feels like I haven't traveled in so long, and for me traveling really fuels my soul. So yeah, come June I'm definitely going to Watamu, maybe also Malindi, but I'll say I think I'm more inclined to spend like the whole trip in Watamu, and then maybe just have like a day in Malindi where I'm like, you know, touring the major tourist sites and stuff like that. So that is basically for travel this year. But apart from that, I think I also want to invest a lot of my money into saving up for international travel for next year. So even if I'm not really planning on doing a lot of international travel this year, I'm hoping by like when the time comes for me to travel, the funds are there or the opportunities are there. So I also want to, you know, invest a lot of time in like looking for opportunities abroad, seeing what other things I can do abroad that, you know, can propel me to travel. Yeah, so that's the travel category. Moving on to the middle of the board, so there's a little clock here. This light is really bright, but there's a little clock here. This clock is basically to symbolize that I really want to improve in my time management. My time management is just something that I really struggle with. Like, I'm really not a good time manager or whatever. Like, even if I write the to-do list and all of that stuff, I slack in that category. So I really definitely want to work on my time management skills. And moving on from there, maybe we can go a bit down. So my word for the year, I saw that I think Ijeoma had also like done this. I don't remember what her word for the year was, but Ijeoma Kola also like set like a word for herself for the year, and I also did that in the beginning of the year. And my word for the year was to be more intentional, and I think I've also added now a bit onto that. So yeah, so as you can see, I don't know if you can see, but there's a part on this vision board that says that I want to be more intentional. So intentional in all aspects of my life. Intentional in terms of how I manage my business, more intentional in terms of how my career, my work, my other gigs, being more intentional in like my relationships with my friends, or you know, with my family, being more intentional in just everything. Because I think if I was to live life more purposefully and really think through why I'm doing things instead of just doing them, I'm definitely gonna live a way more wholesome life than I've been living. So yeah, being intentional is something that I'm really trying to practice this year. Like, why are you doing this? Why do you feel like you have to make that decision? Just really questioning my decisions to help myself make more better decisions, I guess. Yeah, so intentional. And then I put up this in the beginning of the year. I decided not to take it down. It's a photo of, oh my god, you can probably see. I also got this from Picture. Probably can't see because of the ring light, which is so bright, but this is a photo of a couple. So disclaimer, I'm now single. I'm currently single. So yeah, I'm a single woman. Don't refer to me as a girl in a relationship anymore. I'm currently single. I feel like I have to say this many times. Single, and actually just embracing this journey of singlehood. I definitely think that last year I really, honestly, let me just be honest with you guys, I think I really do well single. Like, I think I really work well alone. Loneliness has never, like, not loneliness is not really something I struggle with. That's probably even one of the reasons I actually initially moved out alone. I'm happy alone. Like, not, I know we all need people, but I really enjoy being alone. Like, my alone time, my just being in my own like kind of space. I love, like, my personal space for me is one of the most precious things. I love spending time with myself. I really enjoy spending time with myself. And that's also why I took my solo trip last year, which was honestly one of the best trips I have ever gone for. Like, solo trips, guys, they're something else. So yeah, I think like when I got into a relationship last year, I wasn't really looking to get into a relationship. I was actually against getting into relationships when I got into it, because for me, I was just like, I'm going to be single all my life. I'm going to be polyamorous. I'm going to have a number of, partners or sexual partners, but I'm not going to commit. And that was kind of like my goal. But I decided to like change my mind and experience this new relationship that I got into, which ended up being quite toxic. And I'm just lucky, or I'm just happy that I got out when I got out before things like escalated. Like I feel like I could have wasted more time in it trying to make things work when things were not working. So yeah, I'm just gonna put it at that. Please don't come here asking why we broke up. I'm just gonna say there were a lot of issues, and there was also some infidelity, not on my part. And yeah, it ended, and I'm glad it ended. And let's move on from there. So I think I left this here because I wanted to make this a sign of, I wanted to leave this there as a sign of, I don't want to also close myself off completely from the idea of love, because I think that was a kind of hole that I was about to fall into this year, because the breakup was really, it wasn't a good breakup. It was quite painful. So I wanted to like leave this year as like something to remind me that love is real, love is still there, good love can still be achieved. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably know that my sister got married, and I think like her wedding and her relationship just kind of assured me even more that a relationship with one partner is still something that is possible, and it's still something that is attainable, and I shouldn't like despair and give up on like the whole male species, even if currently I'm just like, I wish I was a lesbian. But anyway, so I left that there. I also wanted this to be a symbol of like me being more intentional about my relationships with my friends. Something that I've really learned this year is that friends are there not forever. Some friends are just there for a season, and you should really know when to cut people off. Otherwise, the universe will teach you that those people are not meant to be in your life. You'll be taught the hard way, because I feel like I brought people who were in my life previously back into my life when I shouldn't have brought them back into my life. Like, they were there in the past, we went through that phase, well and good, they should have stayed there in the past. But for me, I feel like I welcomed them back into my life, which in turn welcomed a lot of negativity. So I just want to be more intentional about the relationships I create. I want to be more intentional about the friendships I make. I definitely want to make more friends, for sure. I think one thing I've realized is that I don't really have many friends in Kenya, honestly. I have like a bunch of friends in Kenya. I think a lot of my people who I would currently call good friends are all over the world, or in Cape Town, or some of my university friends, and some of the friends who I know from like high school or from primary. I kind of feel like they were, as I said earlier, they were friends for a season, and I want to now nurture new friendships with new people who I know we're both going to benefit from this relationship. Not that one person is benefiting and one person is leeching, or I just want to create more fruitful, intentional relationships with friends, acquaintances, business partners, etc, etc. Moving on. Hey, I feel like this is gonna be a very long video, but yeah, moving on. I also put up this photo. This is a photo of two women, or two ladies, going through therapy. So that's what I kind of wanted it to symbolize. I definitely want to get back into therapy this year. I remember I had put therapy in my last vision board. I went through a bit of therapy last year, kind of like an introduction phase, but I definitely want to delve more into therapy this year. But I also asked people on my social media to send me contacts of on Instagram, send me contact of their therapists, because right now I'm currently just very like nervous or afraid of choosing the wrong therapists for me, because I've also been through it in that category. So currently, honestly, I think I'm just procrastinating, because I've not even like reached out to these therapists to like, you know, book a session or whatever, but I keep saying I'm gonna do it. So hopefully starting June, hopefully, guys, hopefully you can hold me accountable for that. But therapy is definitely something that I want to get back into, but I just want to do it with the right therapists. Yeah. Okay, moving on to the middle of the vision board. So there's a lot of, okay, so this section, from I would say this whole section revolves around money. So actually one of my main goals for the year, in the beginning of the year, was to increase my income streams. I really wanted to increase how much money I made, because one thing that moving out will teach you guys, and for everyone who has moved out, you can definitely be witnesses to this statement. Before you move out, you actually think that you're good financially. You'll think that you're actually okay, you're earning well enough, you know, you have money to save, you have money to go and ball out, you have money for entertainment, you have money for travel. Once you move out, that changes a lot, because apart from just paying your rent, you have to also cater for your living expenses, which always end up piling up. I don't know, bills just never stop. So when I realized that at the beginning of the year, I was like, no, I have to make a change. For me, I was just like, I have to either double or triple my income this year. I think now I'm at the point where I want to triple it, actually. So yeah, a lot of this section revolves around money. There's a little guy standing here. He's just a little guy standing around a circle that has many dollar signs, and that just basically means that I want to increase my income streams. I also kind of included some of the ways that I want to increase my income streams. So through social media, I actually have a platform, guys. I have a blog, I have a following on social media, but I don't know why I've just not really. I used to monetize my blog, but I stopped. Why? I do not know. I definitely want to get back into that, which I actually have gotten back into that, so by the kudos to that. But I definitely want to do more of social media, like earning more through social media. So if it's through influencer gigs, if it's through creating content, if it's through giving people advice, if it's through online courses, I definitely want to use social media to increase my income streams. YouTube, that ties into social media. I want to monetize my YouTube channel this year. I really want to monetize my YouTube channel this year, guys. So subscribe, share my videos, watch them, you know, tell a friend. Let's monetize this channel, you know, just to increase, to have another card revenue stream. I think I told you I wanted to increase my salaries, so that kind of picture is about salary. And talking about salary, I also have to put another kind of disclaimer announcement. I'm leaving Picture, so starting next month, I'm actually not going to be working for Picture. I think a lot of you guys know that I have worked for Picture as a social media manager for 2 years now, and that journey has come to an end. I think it was the right time, honestly. I think it got to a point where I was kind of slacking on myself, and each time I would like, and I also felt like I was slacking for Picture. So it felt like there were so many things that I wanted to do both for Picture and for myself, and I was at a crossroads where I was feeling guilt each time I would spend on like style tech or my own personal stuff. I was feeling guilty, like, oh my god, I should be using this time to spend on Picture. And when I was doing Picture stuff, I was like, oh my gosh, why am I not, you know, using this? Sorry, I don't know why the camera just stopped, but anyway. So yeah, and each time I was, you know, doing Picture work, I was like, why am I slacking on my business? Why am I not putting enough effort into growing my own brand, you know? So I think I was at a bit of a crossroads, and I'm really, honestly, I'm really looking forward to this journey of like being fully entrepreneurial, being fully like dependent on myself, and having the opportunity to actually really delve into my true potential, because I honestly feel like I've never been able to fully exert my potential or what I can do for my brand, because I've always been busy with something else. So for example, in uni, I was busy trying to get a really difficult degree. Computer science was not easy, ECT was not easy, and it was always like, okay fine, I have my blog, but it's like a by the way, it's a hobby, it's something on the side. And then I had my degree, which I had to finish. So each time I would spend working on my blog, I would feel guilty because I'm not using that time to work on my degree. And when I'm working on my degree, I would feel like kind of disappointed in myself for not, you know, putting more time into my blog. So it was always just like none of the two were getting like my full attention and like capability. When I left university, I immediately, the first thing, I was living in Cape Town, the first thing I thought of doing was getting a job, because I had to pay my bills, because I was living in a foreign country and all of that. So it moved from like university to paying bills, and from paying bills to maintaining a job. And it was just, I realized I've never really had a chance to fully focus on myself and my brand. And now I do, and I'm really excited about that. I'm really looking forward to that. So yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and I still think that I would be able to top up what I was earning, actually meet what I was earning and top it up, if like working for myself. I definitely believe that I can do that, apart from just social media and my business. And I also really want to get into travel blogging. I really want to get into travel writing, travel blogging. Yeah, so watch out for that. If you guys have any, you know, opportunities or gigs, guys, like shamelessly, please let me know, because I really want to actually make a career out of traveling. I want to be a digital nomad. Me, this thing of staying in the same country for years on end, I can't do it. I can't. So yeah. I also, so about the salary, I also joined Fiverr. If you guys don't know Fiverr, it's an online platform that freelancers use to get gigs. So I joined Fiverr, and I also joined freelancer.com. Those two are really good in getting opportunity, like, you know, work opportunities. The good things that a lot of these opportunities come from the States, come from Europe, and they pay in pounds or dollars. And you can get some really good gigs, guys. Like, so I'm really going to be focusing a lot, which I've also indicated here, on website development and graphic design. I feel like those are two areas that I'm quite good at, but I've not really had a chance to work on them a bit more. Actually, graphic design, I think I Picture really helped in that category. I actually also did a course with Picture. I did a Canva course this year on graphic design, which I think has really sharpened my skills. Thank you so much to Josiane, who, you know, facilitated all of that. Josiane was our former employer, the founder of Picture. And then I want to get into more of website development. So I want to kind of practice my skills in web design. A lot of people always ask me about my website and who did it, how do I maintain it. All of it is me, guys. It is all me. It's all me. And I think I put in my previous vision board that I wanted to start a website design course. But I think before I do that, I want to have a bit more experience in creating websites for various clients, various industries. So yeah, that is also one of the things I'm going to be focusing on, Fiverr and Freelancer, to get web design jobs and graphic design jobs and anything else that I feel like fits in my scope. Yeah. Another thing about money, okay. So there's a section here about money. There's actually a big section on saving and investments, actually, because hey, I need to up my game in that department. So the first thing that I really want to do is like invest more in money market funds, which I already started the process for that. But I want to be saving a substantial amount. I'm sending a substantial amount of my income every month to a money market fund or various money market funds. That would be for my emergency fund and also for my travel fund as well. So I kind of also want to separate the two. I want to grow my emergency fund. I want to grow it to like 6 months. An emergency fund of 6 months. I really want to do that, honestly, because being broke is just the ghetto, guys. You don't want to be broke. I just want to always have like, I don't know, something to fall back on, because guys, I've been broke this year. I've actually been moving out showed me being broke, and I just don't want to go back there. I also want to invest in my pension fund. So I've never really had a pension fund because I work when I was working for Teshie is an international company. It's based in the States, and we weren't really like employees of the company. We were listed as what are we listed as? Independent consultants, something like that. So we didn't have like those pension benefits, but I want to open a pension fund this year for myself, for sure. I think that is it to do with money. There's a lot on money, but yeah, that's it to do with money. Then there's also a section where I want to hire a personal assistant. So I think I put this as a goal, like by the end of the year I want to have hired someone else to work with me. So last year I experimented with working with a social media manager, and I didn't feel like that was the best kind of, how can I say this, job title that I needed, because I think for me what I realized is that I'm actually very skilled in social media compared to a lot of people in Nairobi, or just generally, like I know a lot about social media. So I think I definitely want to handle my social media for my business, but I definitely need someone to handle all the other areas of my life, just to kind of just be like, Teshie, this is what you need to do, this is when you need to do it, this is what, you know, just sort of like a PA, a virtual assistant, or someone who's actually more hands-on than a virtual assistant, someone who I can call when I need stuff to be done with Celtic, to help me make my patterns, to help me do this, to run errands. I definitely need someone like that. Maybe not now. I don't think I would need that now, but maybe maybe towards the end of the year, I would definitely look into hiring a PA. But I think something I'd also want to do is to hire people on like short-term contracts. So not necessarily where I'm paying someone a monthly salary, but let's say in a month that I know that I'm going to have a lot on my plate, maybe I'm working on a new collection, or there's just a lot of other gigs that I'm working on, to hire someone to come in maybe a couple of days a week to just help me sort out a few things here and there. So where I'm paying them daily, you know, daily wages or weekly wages or something like that. I think that's something I'm definitely also gonna look into before I hire a permanent personal assistant. So yeah, and then moving on to this part of the vision board. So this part was all about home. When I initially created my vision board, I had listed all of the things that it was only just 2 things that I had listed for home. So initially I had really wanted to finish furnishing my apartment, which I didn't end up doing because, another disclaimer or announcement, I moved back home. My previous apartment just stopped becoming a safe space, and excuse me, this was also due to, you know, like the bad breakup, and I felt like I never really actually enjoyed, like that apartment was not really fully mine. Like it was mine, but I felt like it held so many painful memories that I just did not want to keep living in that apartment because it was just too painful. And at the point when I left, I really needed my family. Like I really needed to be around people, and I knew if I was to like keep staying there alone with all the painful memories and with no support system around me, I knew I was gonna fall into a depression. One thing about people who've gone through depression, which I have been through, is that it's easy for you to fall once you've gotten depressed, it's easy for you to fall back into a depression. And I think I'm very self-aware. Actually, that's one thing that my previous therapist told me, that I'm very self-aware. I know myself. I know the things that trigger me. I know the things that, I don't know, will make me fall into, you know, mental hardships. And I just did not want to do that. I didn't want that for myself. With everything else that I was going through, I was just like, I need a positive environment. So I moved back home, and I'm back home with my family. I moved into Aggie's room, which has been it's been a new experience for me as well. I feel like I moved from a new, like my new apartment, to like a new kind of zone, you know. So it doesn't feel like I moved back home. It feels like I moved into a newer part of our home, you know, which has been really nice. I've really actually been enjoying living at home. One thing that I do not miss is paying rent. I really do not miss paying rent. And I think initially when I moved back, I was telling myself that this is temporary. I'll probably move out again. I had given myself like a goal, like probably by December I'll have moved out again to a new apartment, because I was not even about to now start going through that process of looking for an apartment, guys. Like for me, when I was moving, I was just like, I need some months, you know, of just chilling. But right now, like where I am, and I'm really comfortable, I have my own space. I honestly don't think I'm going to be moving out anytime soon. So even when I get enough money to move out, I think I would, not even to move out, if when I get enough money where I feel like I can move out again, I think I would much rather invest that money into property, which is something I have always wanted to do, guys. Like I've always wanted to invest in property. So whether it's a mortgage fund, whether it's, you know, slowly buying an apartment for as an investment, you know, where I'm, you know, renting it out or something. I think that's, I'd probably want to use that money to invest in property or to invest in travel, you know. Yeah. Or actually to also invest in a physical space for my business. So like a kind of office space where I can have like my tailors working there. You can also maybe have like a front kind of office for people to come and see some of the samples that we have, kind of like Siri Studio. If you guys have seen Siri, if you guys have gone to Siri Studio, their physical space, I really love how they've like maximized on that space, where at the back they have their tailors working there, at the front they have their clothes on display. I really love that setting. So if I was to pay rent again, I think I would pay rent for like an office business space as opposed to like a living space, because I'm about to be home for a very long time. Yeah. And then another thing that I also put in the home category was that I really wanted to create like a studio. So the second room in my previous apartment was mainly supposed to be like my office. So I wanted to like invest in like a studio, like just a space to where I can shoot content for both for the fashion brand Style Tech and also for my own personal content. So the picture here has like, you know, the studio backdrops, lights. So I think what I'm going to start trying to do is investing in the equipment. So for example, buying the tripod stands, buying the lights that I need, buying the studio backdrops and everything, because I think I can definitely do that while I go, before now getting like a proper studio for myself. So yeah, that's why I didn't remove that. And I also left the furnished home, because I want it to be there as like a reminder to me that I want that property investment is something that I really want to get into in the future. Whew, I feel like I've been talking for a while, guys. This video is gonna be long. Moving on, another thing that is also on my vision board is driving school. So there's a photo of this girl. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see. There's a photo of this girl holding a steering wheel and almost crying. And guys, can you imagine? I do not know how to drive. At my big age of 26 years old, I do not know how to drive. I've just never gone to driving school. I've never really bothered to learn how to drive. Uber everywhere is my friend. By the way, I should have a sponsorship with Uber, because I'm always on that app. But I'd like, that has to stop. First of all, I just really want to learn how to drive. Even if I decide to Uber everywhere, at least let me know how to drive. There's an extra car at home. I could be driving, but it's just sitting there, you know. So I'm actually signing up for driving school next week, so I'm really excited about that. There's also yoga on this list, so this is a picture that I also got from Picture. and it's of this guy doing yoga at the beach at a resort in Lamu. And the view, oh gosh guys, I feel like you have to see this photo. So yeah, so that's yoga in Lamu, and honestly that's just the life that I want to be living, you know, doing nice things like yoga. I'm not a fit person. I rarely exercise, but I think yoga is something that can really help me with my posture, with my meditation, with being fit, and also my mental health. So that's something that I keep saying I'm going to start, but hopefully this year I start. And then moving down to the last section. The last section is all about style tech. So I have a second word for the year. So apart from being intentional this year, I really want to improve my quality of life. So quality in terms of my business, in terms of the products that we are producing, in terms of our customer service, in terms of how we're relating to customers. I really want the quality of my business processes to improve, and that is something I've really been battling with this year. That's why I've taken such a long break from style tech, because it got to a point where I felt like my quality was just not there, you know. And it's taken me like some months of really like realigning my goals, setting new standards, walking the tailor through our new standards, getting new fabric suppliers. Like it's been a whole process of just making sure that the quality of work that I'm doing is better, and I hope I actually kill it. So we're actually releasing a collection for style tech very soon. I'm hoping to do that before my trip to Watamu. So we've been working on a collection for quite a while with my tailor, so watch out for that. It's something quite different from what you're probably used to seeing from me and from my brand, but yeah, I'm really excited to share that with you guys in due time. One other thing that I really want to improve is the relationships I have with my customers. So basically just learning to listen more, you know, as a designer initially, which if you've just started a fashion business, guys, one thing that you will battle with is designing what you like as opposed to designing for the customer. Because initially, or what a lot of designers initially do is, you know, fashion design is like a creative outlet, so you're kind of designing what you as a designer would love, where and in most cases what you as a designer would love, other people find it too eccentric, too out there, too flamboyant, too you know. A lot of the customers are more like basic and simple, to be honest. So I'm trying to move away from design in the business perspective, and not designing really for myself, but designing with the customer in mind and with their wants and preferences in mind, and also just kind of improving the relationships that we have with our customers. So customer service is something I really want to work on this year. And the last but not least is also, actually second last but not least, second list, I really want to do more collaborations and partnerships this year. I think I really saw what partnerships can do through the Creative DNA program last year. That program really showed me the strength of collaborations and partnerships. So I really want to collaborate more with businesses this year, with individuals. I want to do a lot more partnerships with my business this year. And last but not least, I am working also on creating a unique fabric pattern. So one thing that I've really struggled with in this Nairobi market is buying fabric, especially because for me, I really love working with printed fabrics. But what I realized, like in this market, there are not a lot of unique prints. Like you're gonna go buy some fabric, you know, create a collection with it. Before you know it, you're seeing other designers with the exact same fabric creating similar things. And for me, I'm just like, no, I want my patterns to be very unique to me and my brand. So that is also something I've been working on. But you know, that one is to come soon. Maybe next year I can talk a bit more about that. But yeah, I'm definitely working on creating some more unique fabric. So I want to get into textile design, and you know, creating art that can go into the fabrics that will sell. That's something I really want to focus on this year, just to make my brand a bit more unique. And yeah, that is it from my vision board, you guys. I feel like this was such a long video. If you guys stayed until the end, like, kudos to you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Maybe you can share with me in the comment section like 2 things that you guys are also working on. Are there any goals that you set in the beginning of the year that you realize that this one, no, let me realign? If you're working on realigning any of your goals, share that with me in the comments section. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know what other videos you guys actually want to see from me. And yeah, I guess I'll see you in my next video. I feel like this has been kind of like a live update, goal realignment, everything sort of video. And I think from this I'm ready to now move on to more content and share more of my life with you guys. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.